5-6 months ago, and it's 2 years. It feels like James Gunn released his original slate, and
Even that first teaser trailer, it's been like months.
7 months or so. So, um,
We got to see it early thanks to
the
this guy
Amazon
right
Prime,
here.
yeah.
We got to see it. It
I
came out.
purchased tickets three to go see it on last Tuesday, I
Yeah.
think it was. So we got to see it 3 days early. I've seen Superman now 3 times. You've seen it once.
Yep.
Um, but I guess we're gonna do a review and well, we no, I guess we're not really winging it. Kind of. Um, we're gonna do a review and we're going to give our thoughts
On
on
Superman.
Superman. And future of DC. So I'll start out with you. Um, pros, cons, whatever.
I mean, for starters, I'm not the biggest Superman fan. Um, more recently, I've become like more of a like aspiring fan of Superman. Um, I went into the movie with high expectations. I really wanted it to do better than Fantastic Four would, low key. Um, and I came out with 10 out of 10 expectations. Like after the movie was over, I thought it did everything that I wanted it to do. There were a couple things that I had gripes with that I think you also shared the same gripes with, but um, it was everything that I wanted it to be, really.
Standouts, any standout actors or anything like that.
All of them. I mean, specifically Mr. Terrific, Ed. I don't know what's his last name.
I thought it was like Eli and Mr. Terrific's
Mr.
actor.
Terrific's actor. Um, he was a standout. Rachel Brosnan as Lois Lane was really good. Um, I look, he like Jimmy Olsen. In the previous universe, he was a fucking CIA agent for some reason and got gunned down in the Middle East. So I don't know what they were doing with that. But this one has like bro has game.
Yeah,
Like he pulls. And
they do the joke.
they do the joke.
What's your favorite scene?
Um I think it was like towards the middle when Clark's on the farm with his parents and he's talking to his dad one on one. That whole like tears were welling up in my eyes because of how not just like because it was sad, but it was a beautiful moment. I really liked that moment, and I also really liked um, I liked the interview scene. I liked I liked that a lot. So yeah,
Mine's a little bit more complex. I've seen it 3 times. I think I just mentioned that like 5 minutes ago. But originally, my original thoughts was it was around a 7 out of 10. Um, and I was like the biggest glazer for this film before it even came out.
the
So,
biggest glazer.
but I think it was because now, now it's like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Really, after I saw um when I originally came out of it. First, I already knew that I would have to see it again to get my full thoughts on it, but it was iffy for me, and I did not know why. Really, like there was some nitpicks here and there and stuff, but it just didn't feel correct for me, and I don't know why.
Well, you said one of the biggest things, which I kind of agreed on you with, was the it wasn't long enough. Like it felt like
Oh
it
yeah,
needed a couple more extra minutes.
like yeah, I it felt like that. I definitely needed a couple extra minutes, like at least 15 maybe, but um, yeah, I ended up coming out of this film, and I thought that it was okay. I was like, it's better than the superhero movies that we've been getting for the last like 5 years. But I was like, but like there's still a lot better ones. And then I watched. I'm gonna give credit here. He probably will never ever watch this. Robert Meyer Burnett's review on Superman. Um, I watched him through the John Campius show, but I also watched his own channel. Um, and he was talking about how this movie didn't click with him because it's a completely different iteration of Superman. Um, it's not anything like Henry Cavill. It's not anything like Christopher Reeve, or Tyler Nolan. I think.
Hi Tyler. Yeah, I know who you're talking about though. And
Uh,
Brandon Ruth.
yeah, it's not any of those. It's its own thing, and it's taken place in a universe that's existed for 300 years. And he said once he put that into his mind and threw everything else out of the window, it clicked for him and it was amazing. And I was like, you know what? Because I was like, I felt this emptiness kind of like, and he was also talking about the Marvelization of like how Marvel movies are pretty good at kind of like holding your hand.
It's
And
hard not to see the plot and the story of the movie in a Marvel movie.
yeah, yeah, like they're really good at like explaining a lot of stuff and everything. So once I went into the film for a second time, I had that mindset of mine. Everything completely changed. It's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. There's also on my second watch a lot of stuff that I missed that I didn't catch. Um, I have a better appreciation for it. I think now that it is in my like top five superhero movies of all time. Um, Not even recency bias because I've seen it 3 times now.
That's
Um,
fair. You were in that right.
so, but I'm probably gonna go see a fourth time eventually. But no, the interviews. I think this movie is what we have been needing for a long time. As in, and I know I get hate for this, but I do not care. Fuck grounded takes. I think that's why it was so jarring for me the first time, is because every single take that we've gotten on superheroes. But okay, think about this, and I just want to know your opinion on it. And this is what Robert Meyer Burnett was talking about too when I was listening to him, and as I was listening to him, he was talking about like the Marvelization, like Snyderverse, all that different shit, Nolan movies. When's the last time that we actually like got like an actual true comic book suit?
It's been a long time. There's been lots of
Because they
movies that like incorporate like military tech into suits to make them look more like a ground, like what you said, grounded. Also, to kind of like jump off of what you said, um, the last I can't remember the last time I saw a superhero movie where there are people being saved, and
yes,
it's not just a big like either an origin story or a big fight or a dilemma with the hero and another character. This is like Superman is saving people. He's a superhero. He's saving people. So that really I really like that.
yeah, and I think that's what it was for the first time for me. Is like this movie is full on superhero comic book as possible, and it has no apologies for that.
Down to the colors too.
Yeah,
When's the last time we got like a colorful suit? Like the Guardians movies
yeah.
are always really colorful.
So I think honestly that's what it was for me, is that it was just like I'm so used to this Marvelization slash Nolanization thing where it's like the characters can't even have comic book suits because it looks too silly. When now, like, Snyder took away, and if you like Snyder's movies, cool, I guess. But all due respect, I don't. But they took his like. No, I feel like just like the grounded takes on superheroes have really ruined. I feel like the superhero genre kind of, because realistic. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to the movies to get a view in my world. I want to escape reality.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that's
want Gotham or Metropolis to be like Chicago or New York City. I want it to be Gotham and Metropolis.
yeah. And honestly, that's just my take, is that I think that this movie was jarring to me at first because it wasn't grounded like I've been used to. and it's full on comic booky, and I have all the faith in DC universe. I do have a nitpick,
Hmm.
and it's not anything that I said recently. I actually don't think that the movie needs any more time after seeing the last sorry the last two times. It's that I wish that we saw more of the Fortress of Solitude.
I agree. Although what we got from the Fortress of Solitude was pretty solid,
Yeah.
and I really liked everything about it, down to the robots, all the ending scene
Mm-hmm.
of him in the chair and looking up at like that was also another really beautiful moment. So yeah,
Standouts to me were the interview scene and also the scene after the origin uh is completed, and he goes as the JLA or JLA, sorry.
that's what
Um
they're gonna be probably.
after the Justice Gang were fighting the imp or whatever, uh Superman and and Lois are talking with each other, and he's like, maybe kindness is the real punk rock and all that different stuff. And
Oh, you like that was one of your favorite scenes, like
yeah,
where they're in like the apartment or whatever.
yeah, I listened to it and I was like, dang, that's
That was also
and
like one of the first like images we got of like the movie was him putting his boots on.
and Superman actually has a personality. Like he gets mad and stuff because he like people nitpick on him and stuff, and
But
like
he's not serious though. He's not like Henry Cavill mad. Like he
yeah,
only gets mad when he has the right to get mad.
yeah, I
Like when
agree.
he crashes out on Lex Luthor and stuff. But like also he's like hope.
Yeah,
It's just hope.
but I also like him as Clark Kent, where he's like, if anything gets too bad for him, he walks away
Yeah.
and everything. Like, and he does get mad. I thought one of my favorite parts of the movie, is when he's like, Superman has no time for selfies or whatever like that. That cracked me up. I was like, you know what, I like that.
I completely forgot another standout person or character of this movie for me had to be Nicholas Holt's
Lex
Lex
Luthor,
Luthor.
so good.
All
Hater.
the memes that have been coming out about him,
He's
the
like,
1A,
yeah,
all like can you meet a more hateful person than Lex Luthor?
and the fact that like low key, this movie balances on rated R when they shot the dude. Low
Yeah, I
key,
was not expecting that.
they went full fledged with that, and he showed no remorse whatsoever. He was
Mm-mm.
like, Clark Kent, I'll kill him too. I was like,
Good luck,
anyway,
buddy.
yeah.
What about you? What about standout characters?
Um,
I mean, we both liked Superman too, right? I feel like he was
no,
pretty
yeah,
good in his own
Superman, of
movie.
course. Mr. Terrific,
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, um, Jimmy Olsen. I think I still need a little bit more time with the Justice Gang to get a feel for them.
I thought Nathan Fillion was funny as Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I do too. Um, Also, some of the other Daily Planet members, I feel like there's some stuff that might have been cut out with them, like
Like Perry and Cat and all them.
Perry and Cat. Yeah. Um, but overall, the cast was all great, and they all served their purposes. Um, yeah, honestly, 9.5 out of 10 for me. I really like it. And I'm really excited for the future of the DC universe.
I am
Um,
officially on the hype train for the DC universe after this movie. At first, it was kind of like, yeah, I'm on it, but like I hadn't seen a movie yet. This movie, like I hashtag the gun didn't jam.
hashtag Guns and Jim. Also, by the way, another thing on my second, third watches of Superman, I wasn't. I'm going to come out and say it. I was never excited for Supergirl at all.
Really?
No, when they announced it, I was like, okay, whatever. I'll probably just skip that after the end, knowing that she's like an alcoholic, low key, trying to bet and like jaded and stuff. And after I saw how her character was just portrayed in that little tiny scene at the end, I was like, I'm all in. Never mind. I want to see it. I
I
think
want
it's
to see
gonna
it
be.
just because I've heard such good things about. I know Tom King is kind of like a controversial writer in the comic.
I heard his best series is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Vision Quest,
That's what I also heard is that his
and
Supergirl
his Batman
run.
run.
It's all
I'm just
right.
kidding.
It's all right. It's not as bad as his Wonder Woman run.
Yeah.
Um. Also, this quote Knock my mic out of my hand. The soundtrack too,
Last Son.
really good. Enough to make a grown man cry. You have half the songs in your current playlist.
Yeah. I added like 4 or 5 of them. Raising the Flag is one. That's also a really good scene when he
It would
raises
have
the
been
flag.
even better if Superman was the one to show up, but obviously with how the movie was going, I understand why he didn't show up.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty powerful scene.
If he did show up, it would have rivaled that. Do you remember Spider-Man 3 where he takes out the red and blue suit again
Hmm.
and he flies with the
With the
American
American
swings?
flag, it's
Yeah,
Spider Man.
that shit was peak. So
It would have been a top 5 comic book moment for sure. But
yeah,
there are some pretty good moments in this movie that are worth being in the top 5 conversation
I'm
down
not
the
gonna
line.
lie. I do like a lot more of the like sit down Clark Kent scenes. Like I like the
I wish we got more.
yeah. That's a like, but that's also um a movie that I feel like that's a thing that you don't get with movies anymore. Like I feel like I you should be leaving feeling great. Um, a movie should you should be able to take away from a movie, but also want more. And regardless if the movie um um shouldn't need a sequel or not.
Agreed.
Like the Batman obviously is getting a sequel, but it also stands alone by itself.
It's a good movie. It could be fine as a solo film.
Yeah.
That's how good it was.
After I watched the Batman, I was like, wow, this movie's really good. Um, we at the time, I don't think it was even announced that the Batman Part Two would or anything. So I was like, wow, I would really like to see a sequel. But if this one doesn't get a sequel,
Oh
it's
well.
really amazing. Yeah. Um. So yeah.
Superman was a good ass movie, and everybody, the 3 people that watch this video should go see Superman if you haven't already. It's really good.
Yeah. So I guess this segments into our next thing. James Gunn just recently had a 53-minute interview where let he kind of like it was basically a showcase of what's to come for Comic-Con, it sounded like.
Hinted at some things, dodged some questions.
Yeah. So, let's start with
Do you want to
mm,
start with Green Arrow?
yeah. I think we're going to get an announcement for a Green Arrow and Canary show for Comic-Con. I
Which we both did we talked about did we talk about this on the podcast that we would like a Green Arrow and Black Canary
yeah,
TV
I think
show?
so.
I would eat that up. I think that's a great there that would be a great format for a TV show.
He talked about how he didn't want Superman being as strong as to the point where like someone with a bow and arrow doesn't do
Like
well on a
Superman can be
Justice League.
strong, but you got to like make sure like Green Arrow's going to exist. You got to make sure that everybody gets their love.
Mhm. I agree. Um how are
And
you feeling? Okay, actually, how are you feeling on this whole rising situation with I'm going to lay out the facts to you real quick. So, I'm somewhat of a believer, I'm somewhat not. How do you feel that with all the talks between Matt Reeves' Batman and the DCU of how it just came out literally like last week that Clayface was originally meant for the Batman universe, but ended up being part of the DCU now? Matt Reeves is a producer on the Dynamic Duo. Um, the Batman script was just turned in. Um,
a couple days before Superman came out too.
and a couple weeks before Comic Con. James Gunn was just asked if he could bring a director on, who would it be? And he said Matt Reeves. What's your take on like all of this? And do you think that Robert Pattinson generally has a chance at becoming the next Batman? Because I have a take that I think you'll probably want to hear. But
I mean, I feel like we've talked about this specifically a lot off the camera about um Batman. I I'm a Batman glazer. Batman is like my favorite character in all of fiction.
yuck.
Um I want him to be done right in the DCU. I want to see him in the DCU. I also like Matt Reeves' Batman. The Batman is my favorite comic book movie at the at this current moment. Um, and we've talked about like there are ways and there aren't ways that Robert Pattinson could work in the DCU as the main Batman. I wouldn't be opposed to him being the main Batman, but I also wouldn't mind somebody like David Cornsweet, somebody who like isn't really like this big actor in Hollywood, gets their chance and like kills it because they're like all over TikTok. There are fan castings of Batman, Wonder Woman, um, The Flash, like of actors that I've never heard of, but I've seen like clips of them in TV shows and stuff, and they fit pretty good. Like Nathan Mann is one that's going around right now.
Ethan Peck,
Ethan Peck, Brandon
Skellner.
Skellnar,
Yeah.
which anyway, the Batman, his movie is a grounded universe, and he would be coming into a universe that's not as grounded. But I've argued that, well, in Batman's, those of you who are like Batman super fans, Batman's early career, there wasn't a lot of fantastical elements in his early days. It was more about the Falcones, the Maronis, like those crime families. There wasn't like a whole lot of Joker or Riddler or Clayface, Killer Croc, Solomon Grundy. All those guys didn't really start popping up until Batman became more well known by everybody else. And that's when they all started dressing up and like so I could see it happening, I could see it not happening. What's your take?
Okay. I think we're going to find out within the next month to 3 months that the writer, Ghost Rider, that James Gunn has been talking about is Matt Reeves. I think we're going to find out that one of two things, and I do believe one of these two things will be factual. That he made, the first one is that he is writing, he has written, it took him long to do the script because not only is he writing for the Batman Part 2, but he's also writing for Brave and the Bold. And that'll just be a completely separate Batman by himself. It's just Matt Reeves is writing
Matt
that.
Reeves is okay.
I think we're going to, and I going back, I think we're going to find out one of these things is true. Second one, I think that the Batman Part 2 is now going to be part of the DC universe, and that we're going to find out that because it hasn't been stated yet, we're going to find out that the dynamic duo is going to be a switch a little bit that could incorporate the Robins into the universe.
Yeah,
Somewhere,
because the dynamic duo synopsis or like what we've heard about it is kind of weird because it's about Dick and Jason, but they're like homeless orphans
mm-hmm.
and they've known each other. Like it's not like they were both trained under Batman. They're just Dick and Jason Todd out in the streets. So
I think that the Batman Part 2 is going to be about Batman in his 35, and that we're going to find out that he had an affair with a certain somebody. He's 35. If he had
Damian
an
Wayne.
affair at least by like 20 to 22, Damian would be at least 30, or no, he would at least be like anywhere from 13 to 15.
So you're saying there's going to be a massive time jump then too between.
No, I think it's going to take place in Part 2, during Part 2.
No, but I'm saying so the Batman. You're saying between the Batman and the Batman 2, there's going to be a huge time jump. So like the Batman 2 will be.
Well, Batman, you don't really know his age. I always, I
Well,
don't think.
we know that he's like 3 or 5 years into crime fighting,
Yeah.
or not even
No,
five
he's 2.
years. He's 2, so he's probably in his early 20s, mid 20s. Prime
I think
Batman is like 30s, 35.
I thought he was always like 30 at least, but like regardless, I think they were just gonna find out that like he had an affair. I know that there's like a comic or a book out there that says that he trained with Alfred, but you could easily retcon that kind of. But regardless, I think we're gonna find out that James Gunn offered more money to Matt Reeves, and that Matt Reeves is now gonna oversee all the Batman and Batman related projects to make Batman work.
I mean, Matt Reeves knows his shit. He's a good director,
Yeah,
and he
I
knows
think,
Batman.
and James Gunn is really good with like making sure scripts are finalized and all that. So I think that we're going to I think that Clayface is also going to be of those things where it's going to help that pit where it's like Clayface will be the first rise of the fantastical.
Elements of Batman. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because the only thing is that it's kind of hard to show like it's kind of hard to fit that 300 metahumans thing into the Batman part 2 because then that means there would certainly have been metahumans in Gotham.
And yeah, in the first
And it
movie,
just doesn't feel like the Lazarus pit even exists in the Batman. But I think somehow, some way they're going to make it work. Honestly, that doesn't mean I wouldn't mind a new Batman either. But
I
I
just
just,
don't want them to cast an old guy.
yeah,
Like the Jensen Ackles fan
Alan
cast,
Richardson.
get the fuck out, bro.
I just, I just think the writing's on the wall the more and more as time goes on. Like they're low key. As much as I love Matt Reeves, why is he producer on DCU projects? Why is um why is James Gunn talking about how he wants like Matt Reeves? Um,
They're teasing us.
I feel yes. So that's
I
my
just
thing.
genuinely, I hope or think that, or I both hope and I think that um, something about Batman will be announced at Comic Con, whether it be from Matt Reeves or James Gunn. And I really hope so because I would like more, because we haven't gotten, well, we don't even know the synopsis of The Brave and the Bold. Like, we don't know what it's going to be about.
It could very well. Honestly, I have a feeling like it could very well be that they're changing the fact that um the Bat family doesn't even exist, and instead of doing Damien, they're just gonna go with Dick.
Yeah.
But
Everybody
it's the
really
start of the Bat
wants,
family.
yeah. Everybody really wants the trapeze, the flying Graysons in the Batman Part 2. So,
I think that it's very possible because even James was like, yeah, he thinks he found a way in, whatever that means,
I
but
mean,
also
he's just really taking his time with Batman because he also really holds Batman up high as like a
well, yeah,
superhero.
his favorite characters is Batmite, Batman, and Green
Fucking
Arrow.
Batmite, bro. Batmite's funny though.
Yeah, Batman and Green Arrow are his favorites. But
The day a World's Finest movie is announced, um, I don't know what how much better life could get. You know,
yeah,
like seeing David Cornsweet now. Now I just really want to see a Batman next to him.
um, and also okay, I have to go on this little rant here, which really pisses me off. And I again, we're going back to the Marvelization shit that we've been doing. People keep on saying Robert Pattinson's Batman would not work in the DC universe. The only thing that's not that wouldn't be able you the only reason why it can't not work. It's just that they would have to make pull some strings to make it work. Is how grounded the movie is, but the tones of Gotham and the colors and stuff contrast amazingly well with Corn Sweat's Monopolis. Or yeah,
Metropolis.
Metropolis. So it's like, and that's literally James Gunn's whole point was that he wants the visions of the writers and stuff. He does not want every movie to feel the same like
Or look the
Marvel.
same.
Yeah, like
He wants,
Marvel,
he wants things to be different.
which is literally like that's another Marvelization. Like, we should be able to have a universe where each movie feels different. It should not feel like the same colors, the same sense of humor, all that different stuff. It should be different. And Supergirl is going to be completely different than Superman. Um, like it's literally a fantasy opera, a
What do you
space
think?
opera.
Another thing, speaking of Supergirl, what do you think the odds are we get a trailer of that or a teaser at Comic
Oh, I
Con?
think we're definitely getting the
Because
teaser. They
they
released
finished
the
wrap filming.
look out
Yeah, I mean
poster
we have the poster, but like I think they finished like they wrapped filming.
like a month ago or so.
Yeah, or like shortly before Superman
Another thing I'm so
debuted.
happy about, they're actually giving time to these films. Like and you're not even hearing anything about like rewrites or anything.
Bad test screenings.
Yeah.
You're hearing like nothing. They're taking their time, which is what we want, and like planning out the universe instead of just whatever Zack
Well,
Snyder
planning, but also
and Warner
like
Brothers wanted to do.
they're like planning, but at the same time they're letting the directors tell their stories. They're not like Marvel. It's like everything has to fit in timeline order, and everything has to, um, like basically feel the same and everything. It's like so constrictive and everything.
They kind of did that to themselves, though.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
like I feel like the early phases of Marvel were perfect, but once you establish that, um, it just now every movie has to be you have to replicate its success.
So, what are your thoughts on his comments about Wonder Woman? About James Gunn and Wonder Woman?
I
How the movie's going to be extremely different from.
I really hope that James Gunn is able to make Wonder Woman as equal as Batman and Superman are in Pulp Fiction, because I mean she is part of like the Trinity, and she is like
She's often overlooked, though.
she is like out of the three of them, she is the one that gets the least amount of love. Like Batman and Superman have all these different good comic runs. They have video games, movies, animated movies, TV shows. Wonder Woman has like her 2017 movie with Gal Gadot. Like Gal Gadot was looking back on it kind of shit, but it wasn't a bad movie, and it was a really good. It was received well. So I think the main thing from what James has said is that for me, I just really want Wonder Woman to be as popular as Superman and Batman, and I know you probably do too. You're more well versed in Wonder Woman now than I am. So I mean, what
I feel like the Snyderverse and Injustice did harm to her character a lot. Every single.
Kal El? No,
Yeah, every no, even past that, every single animated movie and stuff I've seen, and even like short clips on Instagram Reels and TikTok and stuff, everyone talks trash about Wonder Woman because they make her to be like this careless, um, emotionless brute
yep,
when she's like, they're like, and like how Batman like how Batman and Superman talk down to her because they make her sound like not as smart or something when she's way past that. If you read anything from Greg Rucka or George Perez, like Wonder Woman is if Superman is hope, the definition of hope, and Batman's the definition of like justice, I guess per se. Wonder Woman would be inspiration, especially for women, of course. But like,
I think what's great about the three of them too is that if taken care of correctly, like between the three of them, they all are kind of like the symbols of hope.
mhm.
They are super. They're like the foundations of superheroes, really, when you think about it. The three of
Yeah,
them.
I agree. But it's just like it's really annoying because I used to think the same thing, but I read Ron Mars Green Lantern, and in there Wonder Woman was like, Kyle was basically talking to all these like Justice League members, trying to figure out what it meant to be a hero, and stuff because he was on his own. He was the only Green Lantern, and he had to stick up to what John Stewart, Guy Gardner, and Hal Jordan were, and no one helped him. Batman even was like, he was like, that's something you have to find out on yourself and stuff. But Wonder Woman actually tried helping him. Like Wonder Woman, literally for like 2 or 3 issues, uh, let her work with him against like um Cheetah or something. It's been a while since I read it, but I was like, oh, wait, wait, Wonder Woman's actually nice. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Wait, she's goated.
Yeah. And then so then I got it, that run that was around the 90s. I was like, all right, so I looked it up and I was like, okay, so George Perez was writing Wonder Woman at this time. Let me just buy let me just read the first issue on DC Universe on my phone. Completely blew me away and changed everything. I was like, all right, within one issue, she's like one of my favorite heroes. And then now I bought the omnibus, and now I have like Wonder Woman everything. But regardless, is like, it just really sucks. And I really hope that, I know James Gunn has said that his favorite era of comics is like from like the 80s to the early 2000s. So that gives me really a lot of hope
There's a
that,
lot of good writing in that timeline.
yeah. So I just hope that James Gunn does her justice because she desperately needs it. And honestly, a lot of the DC characters need it because a lot of their live action just isn't.
A lot of what mainstream audiences have been shown of certain DC characters has tarnished their reputation.
Yeah,
It doesn't show them for like what they really are.
I
Isn't it
agree.
crazy to think about like even 5 years ago, if we had this conversation with ourselves, like we'd be making fun of ourselves.
Hmm. I agree.
Like we were not DC fanboys. We would never have Wonder Woman in a conversation anywhere.
Yeah, it would all have been Marvel.
It would have all
That's
been Marvel.
like, name your top three DC heroes now. I could, like, I know mine now, but back then,
Back then, I had like one because I didn't know,
yeah,
and I hated Superman.
I thought they were like, I thought that, yeah, really. And now look at how much character
We
development
have
through.
we know ball.
So top three, give me your top three.
Batman's still number one. Two and three are kind of interchangeable because I kind of bounce back and forth between them. But currently, it's probably two Blue Beetle and then three Aquaman.
See, do you think 5 years ago you would have had Aquaman in your?
Aquaman was like the butt of every joke 5 years ago.
For me, it's um, Kyle Rayner. Green number one's Kyle Rayner. Number two, Wonder Woman. Three, Green Arrow. Green Arrow I always kind of liked. Wonder Woman hated, thought she was a brute, thought she was stupid, and Green Lantern I was like, these dudes shoot magical beams out of their fucking fingers. I was like, who
Make
the
a
fuck?
fucking boxing glove.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck? And then like Kyle Rayner, he literally makes like kaiju mechs and cool ass weapons and stuff like that. Wonder Woman, completely different. Green Arrow, uh, he's Green Arrow. So it's like kind of wild that. And now I also, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I have more DC characters in my like top favorite heroes than Marvel. To
It's
be
because there's
honest,
a lot. I feel like there's a lot more diverse. Marvel is really good at their. I feel like their street tier heroes are where they get the most of their love from.
Daredevil, Spider
Daredevil,
Man,
Spider
Moon Knight,
Man, Moon Knight,
Punisher.
Punisher, all the Defenders, like all those people. The Avengers even are kind of like some of them are street level,
Yeah,
like Hawkeye and shit. But DC has a lot. There's a lot more variety. I feel like, which is why I'm kind of more drawn to DC now. Like I just went to the comic shop today, and even like in the past when we go to comic shops, I'm more and more times I'm buying less and less Marvel books because I want to learn more about DC and
yeah,
read more about those characters.
I agree. Um, Also, I guess that's a good time to talk about Marvel as well as hopes for Fantastic Four. What do you think's gonna? How do you feel about the reactions that just came out?
Early reactions. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be. I hope that it does just as good as Superman. I hope that we get to eat on both sides. I hope that Marvel also. I hope Marvel sees Superman as like competition, like DC is competition now. It's not just DC makes a shit movie, Marvel makes a great one. Um,
Yeah, honestly, I'm sorry to
no, you're
interrupt.
good.
Sorry to interrupt. Marvel has competition now.
It does.
After Creature Commandos and Superman and all the things they have lined up, like I felt like at this. Well, honestly, if you think about it, the only competition Marvel had was the Godzilla MonsterVerse because that was the only verse type of thing that was working.
Transformers too before the last night. I feel like
Yeah, but
they made a
but
lot of money.
now it's like,
Marvel dominates the box office. Like
well,
they're the ones who are making all them.
yeah, but now DC's come around and stuff, and like they're actually planning stuff out, letting teams write. A lot of directors want literally. Did you hear that James Gunn said that he wanted that really famous actor came up to him and had an idea for a movie? And Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he said that like randomly he was like, yeah, a famous actor came up to me, or like a really big famous actor came up to me and had this idea for a movie that he wanted to do, and it was really good. It was a really good pitch. It's just a matter of script, and the actor right now is like hammering away at a script, and
What do
everyone
they
was,
mean by that?
yeah,
Hammering away,
something like that.
like Chris Hemsworth, like Thor.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe I'm reading into it too much.
Um,
I mean, I'm excited for Fantastic Four, and I've heard that from all the early reactions and stuff, people say that like you should see it in IMAX. The visuals are really good.
mm,
Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm is a standout, and so is Joseph Quinn's Human Torch, which we talked about in the car. Like Ben Grimm is like my favorite character out of the Fantastic Four, and one of my favorite characters of all time. And he's not really. I'm not seeing a lot of him in the early reactions, but you mentioned, and it kind of brought light to it that the the first Fantastic Four movie in like the early 2000s, that was kind of like the Thing was kind of like the main character in that movie. The whole movie was him kind of dealing with his transformation and like him beating up Doctor Doom. So yeah,
I agree. Um,
Galactus looks good though.
yeah, I'm trying to avoid all that stuff because I feel like they're trying to show a little bit too much. I literally just saw his body, and I'm like,
I've
oof.
seen the full dude.
You've seen the full dude now?
Well, the Hot Toys company
Oh yeah,
released
no, but
the.
I'm talking about like actually in the film.
Oh well, I mean they based their toys are straight out of them. But yeah, I mean I've seen. I don't think they've shown a clip of his face, or at
Yeah.
least that I've seen.
The thing for me is like
Now here's the thing.
things have been grim. But
Hey,
not.
Stretchel!
I
I don't know why I did Macho Man, but whatever.
Fantastic Four. I now see him as like one character in a weird way. They're like top. They're definitely like top 10 of my favorite. They're my favorite team in all of comics anyway. But like, I mean, to me they are.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think they're the best. But that's up for debate. Um,
they are.
Honestly, when these two were announced between Superman and Fantastic Four a year ago, I would have said Fantastic Four without a doubt. I'm more excited about, but the more and more I like see and think about it and stuff like that, stuff like thinking about like um how this movie after this movie comes Doomsday and Secret Wars, and
That's what's crazy is that they have one movie to lead up to.
I mean they have no way they have what Brand New Day,
Oh, Brand New Day. I forgot about
but like
that. When
the
does that
same
come out?
it's like July.
Damn, don't they normally release Spider-Man movies in like the fall?
No, usually July, something like that. Regardless, it's like yeah, like I see I just hope they get it right. But honestly,
I mean, you have like a little bit of excitement for it, don't you?
well, yeah. But I'm going to give a hot take here in a minute.
Give it right
I
now.
know you are not a fan of this, but I just genuinely think that it's time for Marvel to hard reboot. It don't e- it's become too big for its own good, too controlled. Um, there's just the pacing and the way that they have everything set up right now. DC is going to wash them over within like 5 years. Marvel doesn't even have an Elseworld. It's like DC does So it's like if no one wants to watch anything from the DCU, they have standalone movies that are going to be made like Joker and like the Batman crime saga and all that different stuff. Like Marvel doesn't have that.
But my only thing with the more like my only thing with the reboot is that if they do that, are you going to invest another 10, 15 years to following the rebooted universe?
Well, my thing is like at this point, they have all the X Men characters, Fantastic Four, the Avengers. They half and half have Hulk and Spider Man. At this point, you don't even and you don't. No one. I feel like no one. Everyone knows that no one will be able to beat Chris Evans like the original Avengers. You'll, but the point is, the Avengers were never a big team to begin with. Just get out. Just get.
They weren't the most famous team in Marvel.
Yeah,
It's just their movies that made them a household name.
I think that
Same
they
with the
just
Guardians
I just think that they need a hard reboot, focus more on the mutants and the X Men, and just get like a
and the
new
Fantastic Four.
yeah, and get a new Black Panther and Iron Man and all that different stuff. But you like they don't need. No one's gonna be able to do anything Chris Evans and RDJ and Chris Hemsworth did.
No,
But like, and I think it's just time to like start. And also like, okay, they were. I'm not gonna lie, they fucked up like 60% of the characters' arcs. And if you really think about it, like Iron Man, Loki, Rocket, Star Lord.
Iron Man. I feel like Iron Man had a good arc.
No, I'm talking about Iron Man, Star Lord, Rocket Raccoon, or the Guardians, Iron Man, Loki, and Bucky. I feel like are the only characters where their arcs were actually solid.
Thor had a solid arc until after Endgame. Actually, no, after yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I think Thor had a solid arc. Love and Thunder is what set him back 10 years. Okay, maybe not Endgame, maybe Infinity War.
Infinity War, yeah. But it's just well, I don't know. Gosh,
I partially agree with your reboot. I just don't. Me personally, if they do reboot it, that's fine. I don't. I had my time. But if the DCU is still successful and I'm liking what the DCU is doing, I'm probably going to focus more on that
yeah,
because I don't think I'll have the energy to focus on. I'll admire it from afar. I won't be able to put everything into another 10, 15 years because like we're in our mid 20s now. You know,
yeah, I agree.
another 10 to 15 years of analyzing
Stuff.
that kind of stuff.
I just want. I at the end of the day, I guess I just want both these universes to do good. I just feel like at the same time, with James Gunn, we're about to see that untapped potential to what the DC universe could have always been, and that I feel like also that the Marvel universe, as good as those three phases were, they
4 and 5 have been rocky.
not even that they never were able to reach their highest potential
Yeah.
because they didn't have the X Men or the Fantastic Four. I want to see like the Illuminati. I want to see the Illuminati. I want to see like World War Hulk. I want to be
Future
able to see all that.
Foundation.
And it's just like
You know what would really benefit from a reboot?
who?
Spider Man. Like having him be the not changing Tom Holland, but having him be the Robert Downey Jr. of the
I have a feeling
rebooted
the way it's
universe.
going from the sounds of it is Reed Richards is going to be the new Robert Downey Jr.
That could work.
Huh?
That could work.
I mean, we'll see. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how about Pedro as Reed, but it's not just because he's Hispanic or whatever. It's because that dude's 60. Like, if he's doing this for 10 years, he's gonna be like 70-year-old Reed Richards.
You're doing this till you're 90.
Like
Read
honestly,
how long you want it, Richards, bro.
honestly, I want. It makes me kind of wonder if they're gonna keep this Fantastic Four team around.
Or if you think that they're also going to be shafted in the reboot.
I have a feeling.
If they do a reboot. We're talking like they're actually going to
I'm
do
not
one.
gonna lie. If they do kind of reboot this Fantastic Four team, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed.
I am too, because you
We
just
just got
introduced
them.
them and we got attached to them, and then you're just going to say no.
Yeah. But I just feel like some of the characters are a little too old.
I like Ebon as the thing. I think
Oh
that's a
yeah, I think
perfect
that's gonna be
casting.
great. Um,
I'm really excited for that.
it's fantastic, ain't
It's
it?
fantastic, ain't it?
Uh, do you have
Fuck
any
yeah.
other things you want to talk about or anything?
Pretty much covers the. I mean, I don't know how long we've been talking for, but I have more things, but for future videos.
Okay. Well then, I
Unless
guess
if you
that's
have
it.
anything.